Good evening. Kent's high-speed rail services are the centre of a new row tonight over their cost and which towns they serve.
Well, at the moment, the Javelins go to all major towns east of Ashford, but the services are due to end to Deal and Sandwich next March. Some people say they'll be left high and dry. We'll hear from a campaigner in just a minute.
Well, other commuters say the service is so expensive they can barely afford to use it. One man told us he was having to give up his job because of the cost. Derek Johnson has the story.
Mike Green's been commuting to London from Margate for more than 20 years. Now, though, he's giving up trains and his job. The hike's always been a long one, 2 hours or more. Mike had hoped the new high-speed service to London was the answer, speeding up the journey from Ashford onwards, but it's proved to be too expensive.
It was £5,800. It's now £6,440, and it's just too much now. It's a third of my wage. It's more than my mortgage.
Giving up your job is an extreme measure, though. What are you going to do now?
I don't know. I'm desperately looking for work.
Left feeling how?
Desperate, basically. Desperate. But it's the only choice I've got now. I can't afford to live.
Many commuters in Kent have praised the Javelins for being speedy and efficient, but there are others like Mike Green turning their backs on the train. Here at Kings Hill near West Malling, a new coach commuter service has started up to the City, Canary Wharf and to mainline stations such as Victoria.
Until about 2 weeks ago, I'd get the train sort of every morning. It's just it being so expensive and so time consuming just wasn't viable for me as a particularly good option. So hence why I've looking into Brookline. So it's gone nicely so far.
Obviously, cost in this climate at the moment, it's a big plus for me.
Customers of ours have come up to us and approached us and said, look, we're fed up with the train. We know we can get a coach to London or a train to London. Have a think about doing a commute service. So we did.
I've got friends that live in Brighton who travel to London. The train service over there is quicker, it's a longer service, but it's half the price. I don't understand why it's so expensive.
No one from South Eastern wished to come on camera for an interview, but the company released a statement saying, "We understand that nobody likes to pay more for journeys, particularly to go to work, but fare rises are determined largely by government policy. Railway funding can only come from the taxpayer or from the passenger, and the government's policy remains that a bigger share must come from people who use the train." Derek Johnson, ITV News, Margate.
Well, those services may be expensive, but that hasn't stopped the demand for the trains to come to East Kent. Last year, the Javelin started running to Deal and Sandwich, subsidised by Kent County Council. But that subsidy ends in March.
Well, one of the people lobbying to keep the trains is Tom Rowland. We caught up with him at Deal Station a little earlier. I asked him what the trains had done for towns like Deal and Sandwich.
They've given them a future. The whole point of bringing the HS train down was to revitalise the Kent coast towns. And the tragedy for Deal and Sandwich is that they have literally been sidelined.
But if the service can't succeed commercially, presumably it must fold.
The subsidy for this railway company, South Eastern, is £348 million a year. It's a massive amount. It's the second highest subsidy anywhere in the country. None of these services are commercially viable. The point about this one is that it's very highly used, and the Department for Transport admits and acknowledges that it's been a huge success.
The train franchise for South Eastern ends next year. Will the new franchise holder guarantee the sort of services you want?
No, it doesn't guarantee anything at all at the moment. What's going to happen at the moment is the trains stop running on the 24th of March. People won't be able to get to work after that. What we need to do is to A, secure the funding, and B, extend the service.
You're holding a public meeting to rally support. Are you going to get the support you want?
We have in the past. There was no service here at all when we started this campaign in 2009, and we've got 8 trains a day so far, which are a huge success. We just need to galvanise people and get everybody behind the campaign again. I think that's going to happen.
Wish you luck. We shall watch with interest. Tom Rowland, thanks very much for joining us.
It's a pleasure.